Good evening, everybody. Welcome to MixSwap's AMA. My name is Mr. Porsche, your community moderator. Welcome to MixSwap's first community voice AMA. So, as you all know, we have sent out a Google form I think last week for the community to ask questions regarding MixSwap. From development to marketing and even questions about team. So today, actually, this AMA is very simple. We have two segments. First will be me representing the community to ask MixSwap's development team questions that the community wants to know. Then second segment will be an open question for everyone and anyone in the community. So depending on the time limit, it will allow up to 5 questions to be asked. So if there's more time to spare, we will allow more questions. I think, yeah. So today we will have Gary with us. Gary, if you are ready, you can do a short intro.
Hello everyone, I am Gary from MixSwap. So I'm one of the co-founders here. So we will be sharing with you all what we are working on currently.
Alright, so let's just get started with our first segment. So we have selected the most frequent asked questions. So first question is a development related questions. How are you going to work out the debit card function? Partnering with MasterCard or Visa, what are your plans on this? So with a small market cap, it is nearly impossible for them to deal with MXS. Do share a little more on this. So Gary.
Okay, so actually we are applying for this MasterCard or Visa card. Actually, we are still in talks with a few card issuer regarding the deployment of our own MXS crypto debit card. So actually, we'll be applying it as a fintech service instead of a cryptocurrency. So the market cap will not affect the application for it. Yeah.
Alright, thank you, Gary. So, hope that answered the questions. Someone asked this in the Google form. So, next question, is development related. So, as you all know, the high APR on our farms is actually attracting farm and dump bots and players into MixSwap. So, this is unhealthy for our charts. So, any plans on reducing the APR to keep them away?
Okay, actually we will not be reducing the APR at the moment. We have a high APR because we have about, the last I checked, we have about 59% of our stakeholders in the mixed pool. So actually we would like to encourage again to all our stakeholders to stick in mixed farm instead of mixed pool. Okay, when we have more funds in the mixed farm, actually with that high liquidity, we can give a better price stability, and it will lower down the APR for our mixed farm, so that we have a balance of APR between the mixed pool and mixed farm. Okay, now what happens is that we have so many stakeholders who are putting all their funds in mixed pool and leaving mixed farm with a very high APR over there. So what happens is that we have many bots, we have many people who are looking for opportunities. What they do is that they will buy MXS, they will put in a farm, and then they will keep farming, and then they will be selling on our users who actually trust in our product, who place their funds in mixed pool. So to have a balanced out APR, we actually need our community members to move their funds from mixed pool to mixed farm. If we have more people moving over from mixed pool to mixed farm, the APR will be balanced out. So what's happening is that nobody is doing it right now. So with more than 59% of our stakeholder in mixed pool, it becomes mixed farms become very the APR for it becomes very unbalanced. Yeah. So we would like to encourage our stakeholders. Actually, those who are left with us now, most of us here we believe in the project. Just like our team, we believe in the project so much. So if you still believe in the project, we will encourage you to move over to mixed farm instead of just putting your funds in mixed pool. And the APR for mixed pool is so much lower, and we feel that it's not balanced. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright, Thank you, Gary. Yeah, okay. I'd like to further enhance this. It makes no sense for us to put our funds. I'm an investor myself, so it makes really no sense for me to put my funds in the mixed pool where I can achieve a higher APR in mixed fund. So definitely encourage all of us to move over because this will reduce the price impact as well. So we don't want all these bots to be leeching on us because we all believe in the project and we are holding it and let them leash on us all the way. So yep, do move your funds from your pool to your farm. Yep, that's all. Next question is marketing related questions. So are we considering any partnership with companies out there so they can pump in some money to significantly push up the price?
Okay, regarding this, for now, our main focus for MXS is to push out our utilities, like our bulbs, which will be launching this month. And now we are working on the mobile application. So with this, it will set us apart from the thousands of projects launching every day. With our utilities. Okay, so what happens is that if we were to work out a partnership with companies out there, first they will need to see these utilities as well. So we are happy. We have a community here who are supporting us from the start of the project, and that's also the reason why also the reason why we start our initial price at 0.10 cents. The reason for the cheap price is because the utilities is not up. If the utilities is up, the price will not start at 10 cents. Yeah. So my point is that many of us here, we believe in the project. That's why we injected our funds into this project. Our team will still be continuing to launch our utilities. And actually these utilities will cost a lot of money. And I think most of it will be funded by our own team members as well. So going back to the question, are we considering any partnership with companies out there? I think the question is pointing to, are we getting like angel investors in? And at the moment, we do not have any plans on getting angel investors in. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Yes, I really do believe that this in MixSwap and of course because we don't have the utilities first, we are in the process of what we call idea realization. So we have some ideas with good utilities, and the team is actually trying to realize it, fulfill it, and pushing out all the utilities. So that's why we can get such a good price. If the utilities out, I think there will already be some funds by some other organization out there. So we have the advantage. So let's hope for the utilities to come up. Next question is also a marketing related question. So what's the plan to get new investors on board? Will we be expecting something impressive? What is the budget for marketing? So what is the next marketing strategy? So mainly it's about the marketing. Gary, take away.
Okay, let me. Okay, so there's a few questions in a question again. So what's the plan to get new investors on board? Will we be expecting something impressive? And what is the budget for marketing? Okay, as for our marketing, what's the budget for marketing? Okay, actually we have it written on our documents. So 10% of the daily emission is allocated to our team for marketing expense. So many of us in the community, we always ask this question. Hey, so how will the team be spending all these marketing funds? Will you all be doing more marketing? So actually, most of our marketing funds is from this daily emission. And we are very careful on how we spend the funds because most of these funds is from the project itself. And we have to make sure that we get an ROI on the funds spent on marketing and not just pushing out all the marketing plans. And if we don't have a good ROI, basically we are spending away the funds. And these funds is from the project and the funds is limited. So from what we studied from the previous results on the marketing plan that we did previously, like the AMAs with two communities, we find it that it's not worthwhile to do it now because of the ROI issue. Okay, let's say for example, we were to spend $100 and we get back, we have a few purchases. Maybe we spend $100 on the marketing, and we have about $50 we have a $50 injection into the project. So basically, we are losing $50. So we find that it's not worthwhile to be spending this money at this moment. So for the developments and the marketing funds, all these funds are emitted through we get this fund from the day for marketing expense, but we haven't been spending much. Yeah, so the funds is kept there at the moment. But what is the next marketing strategy? Okay, so for now, utilities is not up. So we are spending most of our time, our effort, and the funds on the development of the utilities for now. And once we have utilities up, we'll be allocating more funds to the market. We will be using funds from the marketing to push out more marketing plans. Yeah. And what's the plan to get new investors on board? At the moment, what we are doing now is just pushing out the utilities. What is a project without utilities, right? It will make us become a meme coin. And for meme coin, yes, the price of the project will be fluctuating up and down. But what we want to do, our team believe in this, that we are creating a new DeFi experience to everyone. Just imagine now, whenever we are using this DeFi or whenever you're using MetaMask or PancakeSwap or MixSwap, you have to go through a very long process to learn how to use the application. So what we're trying to create is that we want to create a seamless experience for our users who can just use the application on their native on their phone. So what we're doing is we're doing an application for users to use it easily on their phone. And with that, we'll push out this application to the Southeast Asia country. Many of us, we might know users in Southeast Asia. If you have been to China, you will have noticed, or Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines. Most of the users there, they are all using their mobile phones. Unlike us, many of us, we have computers at home in Singapore, but to the population in China or the rest of Southeast Asia, most of them are actually using phones. So basically, we are opening up this market over there. So going back to the question, we will be developing our utilities. Then we will be pushing for the marketing plans. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you, Gary. Yep, I totally agree that marketing efforts must be strategized properly. Since that we did not get very good feedback from the previous marketing efforts, we have to plan properly. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that more marketing plans will be launched after utilities up. I think that's what he wants to say to me. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. I think let's not waste the marketing funds and do useless marketing, and rather we plan it properly and use it, and so that we can get more effective marketing plans out there. All right. So the last question for this first segment is actually a burning question. Okay. So at the very moment there is almost no new money entering MXS. I think it's more or less new money coming in. So it's dropping a little by little every day. So what are your thoughts on this? Buyback, burn more? Do we have the plans for any routine burn, like a weekly or monthly routine?
Okay. Okay. At the moment, there's no new money entering MXS. Okay. I think many of us here, we are new to this DeFi scene. So let me just explain a bit more on DeFi. Okay, DeFi, what does it mean? DeFi is a decentralized finance, basically. So what do we mean by decentralized? We are looking for not just effort on the team itself. If you look at other projects, the community will be very active. They'll be sharing, they'll be speaking about the project every day. They'll be talking about it. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here is that this is a decentralized project. So we will need effort from our whole community to bring up this project. From our side, as developers, what we can do is we can push out the utilities as we promised on the roadmap. And we have launched the roadmap since day one. So everybody knows what we're doing. So and that is still our plan. So we will be pushing out all the utilities and all the plans according to our roadmap. So but for our community, we will need more people to talk about MixSwap as well. We cannot expect that this project will grow on its own with just developments. So the cool thing about decentralized finance or cryptocurrency is that community are talking about it, people are sharing about it, and we hope that we can have more members stepping up, providing value to our community, to actually help us get the words out, to get more people interested in MXS. Okay, and
what's the thoughts for buyback and burning routine? So this part this question.
Okay, buyback and burn. Okay, actually regarding this question, to be very honest with our community, we want to be transparent with our community, and we will be sharing. Actually, in fact, our team has plans on sharing our marketing report on all every fund spent from the project. So for the buyback, we will require funds to do it. And how do we get funds? For our team, how do we get funds is from selling of tokens. So it doesn't make sense for us to sell tokens and to buy back tokens. So what our team is doing now is that we are holding all the tokens, all the daily emission. Let me go back to the question, to the earlier question, for the marketing expense, for the development. We will have to, now what we are doing is that we are keeping all these tokens that we are not selling it, we are keeping it to make sure that there is no drop in price. And that's also the reason why we cannot buy back, because we do not have funds for the buyback. And to burn more, yes, this is something that we are considering. Actually, in fact, at the end of this EMA, we will be burning 1,000 tokens. Yeah. And do we have plans for routine burn? Maybe at the end of this EMA, we can do a poll, like do our members prefer us to do it monthly or weekly? I think that's something that we can look towards. Yeah.
All right, I understand. Personal questions. Does burning cost us any funds for the community or for the MixSwap team? Does burning of the token, what's the direct impact?
I think if you ask about burning tokens, so where do we get these tokens to burn? I think this first question we have to answer. So these tokens actually comes from the 10% emission. So 10% of the daily emission is allocated to marketing, 10% is allocated to the development. So whenever we are burning tokens from our own development wallet or marketing funds, which means that we will have lesser funds for development or marketing. And this will only be a temporary thing, and it's not a long-term solution for now. Yeah. So going back to, there is no new money coming in. So at the moment, our team is focused on the development, like I said earlier. We'll be focusing on the utilities rather than just burning more tokens, which is, we can do that, and I think we are open to suggestions as well. So at the end of the chat, we can do a poll on it, on if our community prefer us to burn it weekly or monthly. Yeah.
All right.
Did I answer your question?
Yep. I think that's a very good answer, because I feel that as a development team, they need to really strategize where each fund goes into. Like if they need to focus more on development, they focus more on development. And burning, I feel that is important, but I think we leave it up to the community for the poll later on, and then we will decide on how often will this burning routine be. All right. So we have come to the end of the first segment actually. So all these questions really reinforce my confidence for the development team and the project. So we shall proceed with the second segment. So open questions from the community. So if you all would like to speak, would like to ask questions, please do so now. I think the team is ready to answer any questions you guys have.
Yeah, or actually they can leave a message in the group as well. So we'll look through the questions and we will answer them.
Yep. I think that's good. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Yep. So far, I think I have a PM personal questions. Where will the vault be released? Maybe you can share a little more. Like August, we have plans for the vault. So, what's the progress like now? Like, is it near the final stage of launching, or is still in midst of preparation?
Actually, we're in the middle of it, of the implementation of the vault. So, as promised in the roadmap, we will be launching it in this month. Yeah, we'll be launching it this month. So we will still be within our scheduled deployment date. Yeah.
All right. Looking forward. Come on, guys. Community. Any questions from the community? We have answered all the questions that you have asked. Do let us know if we have no questions. How about the UI? I think there's a question in chat. How about the UI for the mobile wallet? Yeah, someone asked about it.
Okay. Just let me. I'll share the UI to the chat.
Okay, so I think admin will be releasing the sneak review. Okay, so of the UI. So okay, no problem. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, so this is the sneak preview, guys. You can take a look after the chat, or you guys can alternate that. So there's another question by Chris. Is the app gonna be like a wallet, like for example MetaMask? If so, how do I deposit fiat crypto into the new app? If not, what can I do on the app? Suppose I stake MXS to earn other alternate coins. What happens if the price of MXS fluctuates? What happens if the price of other alternate coins fluctuate? How often will the block that is scheduled to be released auto-compile? I think it's many questions in one question. Maybe you can take a read and answer the question.
Okay, is the app gonna be a wallet? Okay, actually our application is an all-in-one wallet where you can, and within the wallet itself, we will have all the options, all the functions that you are seeing on our website right now. So for the app, it will be very similar to MetaMask. Basically, you can deposit funds just like how you deposit funds into your MetaMask wallet. And in fact, for us, we focus more on the user experience on our application. So we will make it very easy for somebody who is new to deposit funds as well. And suppose I stake MXS to earn other alternate coins. What happens if the price of MXS fluctuates? Okay, to earn other alternate coins, you have to stake other alternate coins. Okay, let's say for example, you were to earn BNB. It will require you to stake BNB to earn the same token. And okay, suppose I stake. What happens if So going back to the questioning, so basically you cannot stake MXS to earn other tokens. It will require you to stake other tokens, the similar tokens to earn the same token. And how often will the vault be scheduled to be released? Okay, for the auto compounding, it will be depending on the liquidity in each pair token, and we will have different strategies for each pair tokens. So basically what we'll do is that users will be able to click on whenever a user remove or add in new tokens, it will be auto-compounded while they do it. Yeah. Regarding this one, we will elaborate more on our upcoming article about it as well.
Alright, so hope that answer your questions. I think regarding the compounding, maybe we can share a little bit more in the future.
Yeah, because it's a bit complex for the explanation of it. So I think we will go through all the details in the documentation.
So yep, I believe you answered the question. I think let me see the chat. Okay. I think I have a question. So we have our white paper that mentions we will have a text integrated swap function that is going to give us the cheapest price and reward the trades. So to give us the best price, like what we say, the sky scanner, but for cryptocurrencies. So I think that is something that very interesting for a lot of traders out there. So how do we do that, or what's the plan on doing that? How soon will it be integrated and released with the cloud, or at a later part of the year?
Will be released at a later part of the year. Just like I think we mentioned it in our roadmap as well.
I understand. Okay. Is there any more questions from the community? Any more questions? You all can raise hand or just speak directly. If there's no questions, someone is typing. I know games is not in the roadmap, but is it possible to have games for us to use the token we have on hands? Because maybe you can also use it as a marketing to bring people in to buy the tokens. Okay, there's a question by Mr. Lambo. It's regarding to integrate games into you use the tokens on hands to play certain games. I believe there's some other projects out there that's also doing the same. He says that this can also be a marketing method to bring people to buy the token to play the games. What do you think?
Okay, I think that's a very good suggestion. But the deployment of the game will not be cheap. So it also depends on the funds that we have, and if we are able to allocate funds for the development of the game. And please feel free, Mr. Lambo, please feel free to share with us if you have any interesting games that we can implement. So our team will look into it and see if we can do it. But as of now, we don't have any plans on making the game.
I think that's some good suggestions out there. So maybe if you have examples, Mr. Lambo, maybe you can PM the admin. Right now, the games are getting trendier, so hopefully that it will help. I mean, that's when the marketing team needs to plan properly. Any more questions?
Okay. While we wait for more questions, I think let me explain more about our application as well, our MixSwap. And okay, so regarding MixSwap, from the start, and even today, we still believe that an application like MixSwap is going to be the very first application that we can bring DeFi to many of the Southeast Asian countries, or even China. And one thing is that we see that many people are leaving the project, or they don't trust in the project anymore. And from an investor point of view, it's understandable. Funds are being, how do I say it? People see that their funds are decreasing every day. But I would like to mention this again. We are not buying into a meme coin, and development of all these functions, these utilities, or even this application is going to be very, very costly. It's in a 5-digit to 6-digit. So for those who believe in us, maybe we can look back on our roadmap and try to understand what we are trying to achieve, and not just focus on the price that you see every day. If you were to buy a car, if you believe in the car, or if you love the car, if the price of the car goes down, shouldn't you be fighting for the car, or shouldn't you be buying the car now? But instead in cryptocurrency, whenever people see that the prices of the cryptocurrency is going down, people are not looking into the opportunity. People are panicking. They panic and sell. So that's also one thing that we want to remind to our community again. Don't just look at the current price. The price fluctuates because people sell. But if you're looking at the long term, if you believe in what we are trying to achieve, then this is the best time that you should get into the project. Because the price is low now. Yeah. Do we have any more questions?
Feel free to ask any more questions, guys. I feel that as an investor myself, I look at this in the long term. So I definitely have actually invested in certain like meme coins before. So I believe a lot of us we are not first time in crypto. So meme coins they can have the potential to flip 3-4 times, 10 times, 20 times in a short duration. very unrealistic duration. But most of these meme coins, they do not even have any utilities out. So people are just coming in from the peak of the flips. So for a MixSwap, it's actually a long-term usage. There's actually usage for the tokens in the future. It's the utilities that I'm looking at. That's why I invested in some. Someone raised a hand. Hi, Dakshan. Yeah, you can speak now. Okay.
Hi everybody. Okay, I got a question. You all said that the funds for marketing and development all comes from the daily remission, is it?
Is that correct?
Then I was wondering what if, because from what I heard that the development and marketing is very costly, right? Then I believe the user base now is still very low. So what happens if the funds all run out?
Okay, so one thing we are very careful about is that we have to ration our funds. So that's also the reason why we haven't been pushing out a lot of marketing plans at the moment. And for our team, we believe in this project so much that we will be, if we do not have enough funds, we will be finding ways to get the utilities out from the development team. Yeah.
I hope that answers your question, Tashong. Yeah, one more thing I'd like to add is from my experience of investing in other projects, I take a look at certain aspects very carefully. So, for example, like the liquidity lock by the development team and the burn tokens, are they really burn? So previously we burned some tokens, I believe it's 635. All these are very transparent. So if there's no point, there's no reason, or it makes totally no sense for the team to give up now since they have given so much. So they are still working very hard even at this point, even when we see a lot of unhealthy sales, whales leaving, whales exiting, they are still working very hard. So I appreciate the team doing this, which is why I stay on and even buying the dips. So as a proper investors, you guys will know that if this project has potential growth for flip, it's time to even buy the dip, go ahead and buy it, because they are not giving up, so we shouldn't be.
Yeah, okay. Let me elaborate more on. I think we have many users who are very worried about prices. Okay, it depends on if you are a short-term investors or are you looking at the long-term prospect of the project. If you are looking at just short-term gains, then you should be looking at the chart every day. You should be looking at the chart at a 5 minutes charts, 15 minutes charts, or 1 hour chart, 4 hours charts. And I think that's something that you should be focusing on. But if you are believing in the project, you should be looking at the value or the roadmaps, or are we delivering? I think that's the thing that you should be looking at, and not just on the charts alone.
We are holders, we are not traders. So if you are traders, I believe there's a lot of other projects out there that's actually experiencing a lot more volatility. So you guys can look at it. But if you guys are for long-term investing for the potential of the project in maybe a year down, or maybe 2 years, or even more, you guys should actually hold even further, believe in the team. So don't give up. Any more questions? Let me just take a look at the chat. I don't think I missed any questions. Yep. So if we do not have any questions, Gary, do you have anything to add on? If not, we can end this very soon.
Okay, just a few last words. So basically, if you're looking at this project in the long term, or maybe 5 years, 3 years, 2 years down the road, you should be looking at the value of what we're trying to create. Are we bringing value to the DeFi scene? Are we, with this thing, are we gonna have more users coming into DeFi? Will there be more users using MixSwap as their choice of wallet? And that should be something that you should be looking at. But if you are here to buy and sell, to buy low and to sell, then you should be looking at the charts. So once again, I would like to remind everybody that We are not a meme token. You will not see the fluctuation in the price so much, but we are creating something of value. And creating something of value takes time. Just look at any companies. If they were to create an application, do they just need 2 weeks? And look at Amazon, just a website, e-commerce, you might say, e-commerce website. How long did they take to become profitable? It took more than 10 years. But we believe that cryptocurrency is moving at a faster pace. So we might not be looking at 10 years, but just to keep in mind that we are creating something. Creating an application, it takes time. It doesn't just come. It's not like any other token where we can just hire marketers. Guys, let's show about this token. And the price of the tokens will go up. And also, we are a decentralized project. So what does it mean by decentralized? A lot of the things are not just depending on our development team. We will need our community to be sharing with their friends, to be speaking about the project, talk about the project, share on Reddit, talk about it on YouTube. And if we have our whole community helping us, I believe that we will be progressing a lot faster. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I believe that a lot of meme coins at the start they hire a lot of marketers to shoot a project, hence the price fluctuates a lot. But actually, this is actually very unhealthy, especially for long-term investors who comes in the later part of the project. So definitely, I believe the team can do this. We can shield and hardcore shield the project to make it hit another ATH. But it's not logical because it's unhealthy for long-term investors in the project. So most of the projects that I see out there is a lot community-based. The successful projects, the communities are very bonded, very active, and very strong in terms of voting, in terms of shilling. So hopefully everybody can do their part and make sure that this project goes up.
I think we have a question.
Okay,
from Mr. BMW.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if he's typing. Alright, Mr. BMW has a question. Would love to introduce to our friends, but mostly people look at the charts and it's going downhill. So how can we convince our friends to get into MXS? I think we answer this question, then we follow by Ryan's.
Okay, I think it's going back to the question that I said earlier. If you're looking for short-term investment, then you should be looking at the charts. If you're looking for long-term prospects, then you should be looking at the roadmap, or you should be looking at our white paper and the value we're creating. Yeah. And we have Ryan. I'm not sure how the debit card works, but I'm assuming what is the realistic timeline for that? And why would Visa Master want to hold MXS? Okay, going back to this question, I think we answered earlier. We are applying to the card issuers as a fintech service and not cryptocurrency. So how do we apply for it, you might say? Basically, we're telling them that we are providing this service to our platform. Yeah, so actually we're in talks with a few of them, and we are considering who to. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I think I can add in a little bit more to Mr. BMW because I have been shilling a lot and definitely gotten some friends on board. Some of the friends actually look at the charts and of course tell me the same thing. Say, the charts don't look very good, so why should I invest? So basically, I just share a little bit of my personal experience. In terms of numbers, if let's say there's a 1% APR or 1% compounded interest daily, how much would you actually earn in terms of token value? It's actually about 37 times. So right now, this is the value of the farms and the pools that we have. It does not matter with the price because in long term, as long as the project, as long as the developers, they don't give up, they don't abandon the project, they don't wreck the project or whatsoever, this project actually turns out to not lose you any money. In fact, it will even if the price, if the utilities are out and people start using the utilities, the price will definitely goes up because more people get to know about it, and people need to own the tokens in order to use the utilities. So that is one way that I convinced my friend. Maybe you can use that in your pitch as well, in your shilling methods. Yes, because that's the value of the project. We don't look at the buy and sell of the trades. Because if you just buy and sell, I think you can look at all the meme coins out there. Probably head on to DX sale and buy a few free sale and sell. Do that kind of things that a lot of people are doing. But that's not the purpose of MixSwap. Because MixSwap is we are holding the tokens because of the utilities. Because in the future, I want to be able to use my MXS card to pay for things and pay for things that are actually generated from my farms or my pool. So all the profits from there, I can eventually use it in the future. So that's why I'm still holding on to it, and I'm not planning to let go any soon. Okay, let's have next question by ZY. So people are not even buying in. Definitely the price will drop every day, right? This question probably I'll make a statement first. I believe that right now people are not buying because we have a bit slowed down the marketing efforts to move to the development. Correct me if I'm not wrong. So once the utility is out and this utility is so strong that people will eventually start to use it. So when people start to use it, that's when more people will come in, and I believe more marketing efforts will be done by that time. So handing over to Gary, maybe you have any statement?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. So we'll be launching our utilities. Users who needs to use our utilities, they will have to own access as a form of fees for using our utilities. I think Sai also help us to answer the question.
Yeah, I think there's also of course there's not many people buying in, but I believe there's also some people that's selling off their harvest every day to restake with the farm. I think that's not up to us to decide because that's the user's own choice and decision. But for me, for my personal view, I believe every single additional MXS given to me is of value, so I will keep them. Of course, to my best financial capabilities, I will restrict into the farms. So that's my strategy, and maybe you guys can adopt to that too. I think more people there's more questions coming in. Okay, I think we'll keep this. We'll end this maybe by 9, hopefully. So in another 9 more minutes. So let's keep the questions coming. No problem. Jonathan, you has a question. Farm APR have been dropping. Can we do anything to increase the APR? I believe it's APR, right?
Yeah, APR. Okay, APR dropped because of the token value. I think we also explained earlier. The APR is calculated based on emission, and the emission is based on MXS. So the price like MXS will definitely affect the APR. So can we do anything to increase the APR? To increase the APR, it will. There is 2 things that we can change. The first one is the emission and the emission rate, and this is something that our development team will not be changing. So, and the other one is the change in the token price. If the token price increase, the APR will be increasing.
Okay, I think one thing that I like to do a little bit of elaboration is I did a small calculation back then. Even if some of y'all might experience that if you add more tokens into the farms, your APR seems to have dropped a little bit. But if you do a proper calculation, sometimes you decrease by your daily harvest maybe decreased by like 0 point something %, but we're actually getting like 3 or 4 more tokens. So you have to do the calculation very carefully. Lower percentage does not means you're getting lesser. You're getting more, but because you are getting more of a higher value. So your percentage seems to drop, but you are actually getting more. One more new question: is it possible that the price of MXS dropped to zero?
I think it's a very good question. I think many people will be asking this question. But from what we see, it's close to it. It is possible, but we don't believe that it will drop to zero. And it will be very, very, very difficult.
I think this question leads to another very important reminder. So that's why we remind everybody to hold on to it, because every single movement or every single whale exiting, or let's not say whale, but every single holders currently that exit will affect the rest of us. If we keep it together as a whole, if we believe in each other and believe in the team, believe in the community, we should hold the tokens as long as possible, because that will actually prevent any more further sell-off, or big sell-offs, I should say. Because this token is a long-term token, and every token, the value increases along with the number of holders. So the more holders, more value the tokens has, and which it will also increase in values indirectly by being accepted by more places. So yep. You guys actually can speak and ask questions. So you guys don't have to type. If you guys want, hopefully can hold. Yep. Okay. So I think just raise your hand if you got any more questions. If not, we will do a closure. I think there's no more questions, right? So Gary, we shall end this, right? Do you have anything else to add on? Guys, those who just come in, you all can scroll up to see the UI. There's I think the admin posted there's a couple minutes ago. You guys can go and take a look. Yep, Gary.
If we don't have any more questions, I think let's proceed for the.
Yeah. Okay. So I thank everybody for coming here with us, joining the community AMA, because it's very important to let you guys know that the development team and are actually listening to your concerns and addressing to them. So it will be good confidence boost for all of us, because right now a lot of people seeing red. People have some of my friends even they have asked me questions like why are we seeing such unhealthy chart. So hope today's AMA answered all your questions. You all can post any more questions in the chat if you all want. Keep shillings, don't stop. Then we will see you around soon. Alright, thank you everybody. Then next.
Thank you everyone.
Yep, thank you. See you all.